Turpin, hero was his name. He from Dublin city came. 'Twas with his light and nimble hand that he went robbing through the land. And it's old Turpin, hero, for he was the bold, brave Turpin, On Hounslow Heath as he rode o'er, he spied a lawyer riding before. "Kind sir," said he, "aren't you afraid of Turpin, that mischievous blade?" And it's old Turpin, hero, for he was the bold, brave Turpin, "No," said the lawyer, "I'm not afraid of Turpin, that mischievous blade. None of my money could he find. I've stitched it in my cape behind." And it's old Turpin, hero, for he was the bold, brave Turpin, As they rode by the powder mill, Turpin commands him to stand still. Says he, "Your cape I must cut off, my mare she wants a saddle cloth." And it's old Turpin, hero, for he was the bold, brave Turpin, This caused the lawyer much to fret, to think he was so fairly hit. And Turpin robbed him of his store, because he knew he'd lie for more. And it's old Turpin, hero, for he was the bold, brave Turpin,
If you gather round me, children, a story I will tell about pretty boy Floyd, an outlaw. Oklahoma knew him well. It was in the town of Shawnee. It was Saturday afternoon. His wife beside him in his wagon. As into town they rode, a deputy sheriff approached him in a manner rather rude, using vulgar words of language, and his wife she overheard. Pretty boy grabbed a log chain and the deputy grabbed his gun, and in the fight that followed he laid that deputy down. He fled to the hills and woodland to live a life of shame. Every crime in Oklahoma was added to his name. Now there's many a starving farmer, the same old story told, how this outlaw paid the mortgage and saved their little home. Others tell you of a stranger come to beg a meal, and underneath the napkin left $1,000 bill. It was in Oklahoma City, it was on a Christmas day. There come a whole carload of groceries and a letter that did say, "You say that I'm an outlaw, you say that I'm a thief. Now here's a Christmas dinner for the families on relief." Now through this world I've rambled, I've seen lots of funny men. Some will rob you with a 6-gun, and some with a fountain pen. And it's through your life you travel, and it's through your life you roam. You won't never see an outlaw drive a family from their home.
If you listen a while, I'll sing you a song of the glorious land of the free, and the difference I'll show twixt the rich and the poor. In the trial by jury you'll see. If you've plenty of stamps, you can hold up your head and walk from your own prison door. But if you got none, then they'll hang you up high. Let the rich go, but string up the poor. Let me speak of a man who is now in his grave, and a better one never was born. Jim Fisk was his name, and his money he gave to the outcast, the poor and forlorn. We all know he loved both women and wine, but his heart was a good one, I'm sure. Oh, he lived like a king in a palace so fine, Jim never went back on the poor. Jim Fisk was a man with his heart in his hand, no matter what people might say. And he did all his deeds, both the good and the bad, in the broad open light of the day. With his grand six in hand on the beach at Long Branch, he cut a big dash, I am sure. But Chicago's great fire showed the world that Jim Fisk still remembered the humble and poor. Now what do you think of the trial of Stokes that murdered this friend of the poor? Why, if such men go free, is there anyone safe to step outside his cottage door? Is there one law for rich folks and one for the poor? It seems so, at least now I say. If they hang up the poor, why then surely the rich ought to swing in the very same way.
Jesse James was the lad who killed many a man. He robbed the Glendale train. He stole from the rich and he gave to the poor. He'd a hand and a heart and a brain. Jesse had a wife to mourn for his life. 3 children, they were brave. But the dirty little coward that shot Mr. Howard has laid Jesse James in his grave. It was Robert Ford, that dirty little coward. I wonder how he does feel. For he ate of Jesse's bread and he slept in Jesse's bed, and he laid Jesse James in his grave. Jesse was a man, a friend to the poor. He never see a man suffer pain. And with his brother Frank, he robbed the Gallatin Bank and stopped the Glendale train. It was on a Wednesday night, the moon was shining bright. He stopped the Glendale train. And the people, they did say, for many miles away, it was robbed by Frank and Jesse James. It was on a Saturday night, Jesse was at home, talking to his family brave. Robert Ford come along like a thief in the night, and he laid Jesse James in his grave. The people held their breath when they heard about his death, and wondered how he ever came to die. It was one of the gang called Little Robert Ford that shot Jesse James on the sly. Jesse went to rest with his hand upon his breast. The devil will be upon his knee. He was born one day in the county of Shea, and he came from a solitary race. The song was made by Billy Gashade as soon as the news did arrive. He said there was no man with the law in his hand that could take Jesse James when alive. Jesse had a wife to mourn for his life, 3 children, they were brave. But the dirty little coward that shot Mr. Howard has laid Jesse James in his grave.
There chanced to be a pedlar bold there chanced to be. He put his pack upon his back and merrily trudged o'er the lea. By chance he met with 2 troublesome men they chanced to be. One of their names was bold Robin Hood, the other Little John so free. Pedlar, pedlar, what's in thy pack? Come speedily and tell to me. I have some suits of the gay green silk, and silken bowstrings 1, 2, and 3. If you have suits of the gay green silk, and silken bowstrings 1, 2, and 3, then by my body, cried Little John, half of your pack belongs to me. The pedlar then he took his pack and put it on the ground so free, saying, if you move me 1 step from this, the pack and all shall gang to thee. Then Little John pulled forth his sword, the pedlar by his pack did stand. They swaggered swords till the sweat did flow. He cried, pedlar, pray hold your hand. Then Robin Hood drew forth his sword, the pedlar by his pack did stand. They swaggered swords till the blood did flow, till he cried, pedlar, pray hold your hand. Pedlar, pedlar, what is thy name? Come speedily and tell to me. The devil abet my name ye shall know, before your names ye have told to me. One of our names is bold Robin Hood, the other Little John so free. Now said the pedlar, it's my good will that my name I shall tell to thee. I am gambling gold of the gay green woods. I've travelled far and o'er the sea, for killing a man in my father's court. From my country I am forced to flee. If you're gambling gold of the gay green woods, and have travelled far and o'er the sea, you are my mother's own sister's son. What nearer cousins then can we be? They sheathed their swords with friendly words, so merrily they did agree. They went to a tavern and there did dine, and drank a bottle most merrily.
Come all you tender Christians, wherever you may be, and join the wise attention to these few lines I say. On the 30th day of June, I am compelled to die for the murder of James A. Garfield upon the scaffold high. My name is Charles Giteau, that name I'll never deny. I'll leave my aged parents in sorrow for to die. Oh, little did I think, when in my youthful bloom, I'd be taken to the scaffold to meet my fatal doom. It was in the Union Depot I tried to make my escape, but Providence was against me, I proved to be too late. On the 30th day of June, upon the scaffold high, for the murder of James A. Garfield, I am condemned to die. I was standing at the depot, all in my uniform. The police stepped beside me and he took me by the arm. He led me to the prison, the door flew open wide. My heart did sink within me, the laws I must abide. I tried to play off insane, but I found it would not do. The people were against me, there seemed to be no show. The judge approved the sentence, the clerk he wrote it down. For the murder of James A. Garfield, I'm going to be hung. My sister came to the prison to bid me a last farewell. She threw her arms around me and wept so bitterly. She said, my darling brother, this day you are to die for the murder of James A. Garfield upon the scaffold high. My name is Charles Giteau, that name I'll never deny. I'll leave my aged parents in sorrow for to die. The hangman's noose is awaiting, it's 3:15. The black cap's on my forehead, oh Lord, remember me.
I'll sing you a true song of Billy the Kid. I'll sing of the desperate deeds that he did way down in New Mexico, long, long ago, where a man's only friend was his own 44. When Billy the Kid was a very young lad, in old Silver City he went to the bed, way down in the west, with a gun in his hand. At the age of 12 years he killed his first man. Fair Mexican maidens play guitars and sing about Billy the Kid, the boy bandit king. Howe'er his young manhood had reached when he won, for 20 men dead, he'd a notch on his gun. 'Twas on the same night when poor Billy he died. He said to his friends, I am not satisfied. There's 21 men I have put bullets through, and Sheriff at Garrett will make 22. The pale moon was shining, the hour was late, the night that poor Billy the Kid met his fate. Shot down by Pat Garrett, that once was his friend. The young outlaw's life now come to an end. There's many a man with a face fine and fair, starts out in life with a chance to be square. Just like poor Billy, he wanders astray, and he loses his life in the very same way.
Come all you bold robbers and open your ears. Of Quantrell the Lionheart you quickly will hear, with his band of bold raiders in double quick time. He came to burn Lawrence just over the line, all routing and shouting and giving the yell, like so many demons just raised up from hell. The boys, they were drunken with powder and wine, and came to burn Lawrence just over the line. They came to burn Lawrence, they came not to stay. They rode in one morning at breaking of day. Their guns were a-waving, their horses a-foam, and Quantrell a-riding his famous big roan. They came to burn Lawrence, they came not to stay. Jim Laney was up at the break of the day. He saw them a-comin' and got in a fright, then crawled in the corn crib to get out of sight, all routing and shouting and giving the yell, like so many demons just raised up from hell. The boys, they were drunken with powder and wine, and came to burn Lawrence just over the line.
On the 14th of April we sailed from England, on the boat Princess Royal bound for Newfoundland. From the eastward to the westward so gaily sailed we, with 40 brave seamen in our ship's company. We had not been sailing past days 2 or 3, when a man from the lookout cried, "A strange sail I see, a strange sail to the windward, and she seems to lie by, and all from her mizzen black colours do fly." "Oh God," cried our chief mate, "what shall we do now? For that's a black pirate, he will take us, I know." "Nay, nay," cried our captain, "that never shall be so, for we'll shake out our canvas and from him we'll go." Now this bloody bold pirate hove up alongside, with a loud-speaking trumpet, "Whence come ye?" he cried. Our captain being witty for to answer him so, cried, "We're from bonny London, bound down to Callio." "Then back your main topsail and heave your ship to, for I have some letters to send on by you. When I back my main topsail and heave my ship to, 'twill be in some safe harbor not longside of you. Shake the reefs from your topsails, more canvas to spread, fall to with a will, boys, and so heave ahead, and loose your topgallants and your royals also, and we'll give her all canvas, and from him we'll go." He chased us to windward, 4 glasses 1 or 2. He chased us to leeward, but nothing could he do. He fired his bow chaser, thinking ours to prevail, but the bold Princess Royal soon showed him her tail. "And now, my brave fellows, since the pirate is gone, go down to your grog, boys, go down, every one. Go down to your grog, boys, and be of good cheer, for whilst we have sea room, no pirate will fear." My boat's by the tar and my bark's on the bay, and both must be gone at the dawn of the day. The moon's in her shroud and lightly afar, on the deck of the Daring's a love-lighted star. So wake, lady, wake, I am waiting for thee. Oh, this night or never my bride thou shalt be. Oh, wake, lady, wake, I am waiting for thee. Oh, this night or never my bride thou shalt be. Forgive my rough mood, unaccustomed to sue. I woo not, perhaps, as your landlubbers do. My voice is attuned to the sound of the gun that startles the deep when the combat's begun. So wake, lady, wake, I am waiting for thee. Oh, this night or never my bride thou shalt be. So wake, lady, wake, I am waiting for thee. Oh, this night or never my bride thou shalt be. The Frenchman then Don will flee from our path, and the Englishmen cower below at our wrath. and our sail shall be gilt in the gold of the day, and the sea robins sing as we roll on our way. So wake, lady, wake, I am waiting for thee. Oh, this night, oh, never my bride thou shalt be. So wake, lady, wake, I am waiting for thee. Oh, this night, oh, never my bride thou shalt be. 100 shall serve the best of the brave, and the chief of 1,000 shall kneel as thy slave. And thou shalt reign queen, and thy empire shall last, till the black flag by inches is torn from the mast. So wake, lady, wake, I am waiting for thee. Oh, this night, oh, never my bride thou shalt be. So wake, lady, wake, I am waiting for thee. Oh, this night, oh, never my bride thou shalt be. There were 3 brothers in merry Scotland, in merry Scotland there were 3, and they did cast lots which of them should go, should go, should go, for to turn robber all on the salt sea. The lot it fell upon Henry Martyn, the youngest of all the 3, that he should turn robber all on the salt sea, the salt sea, the salt sea, for to maintain his 2 brothers and he. He had not been sailing but a long winter's night, part of the short winter's day, before he espied a stout lofty ship, lofty ship, lofty ship, come a-bibing down on him straightway. Hello, hello, cried Henry Martyn, what makes you sail so nigh? I'm a rich merchant ship bound for fair London town, London town, London town. Will you please for to let me pass by? Oh no, cried Henry Martyn, that thing it never can be, for I have turned pirate all on the salt sea, the salt sea, the salt sea, for to maintain my 2 brothers and me. So lower your topsail and lower your mizzen, bow yourselves under my lee, or I shall give to you a fast-flowing ball, flowing ball, flowing ball, and your dear bodies drown in the salt sea. With broadside and at it they went, for fully 2 hours or 3, till Henry Martyn gave to her the death shot, the death shot, the death shot, heavily listing to starboard went she. The rich merchant vessel was wounded full sore, straight to the bottom went she, and Henry Martyn sailed away on the sea, the salt sea, the salt sea, for to maintain his 2 brothers and he. Bad news to old England came, bad news to fair London town. There was a rich vessel and she's cast away, cast away, cast away, and all of her merry men drowned. This damsel was brought up to read and to write. This damsel was never brought up for to fight, but being gallantly dressed in her royal estate, she shipped on board of the Union as maid, where she served a 12-month or more, till at last we came close to the old England shore. There we saw a French pirate and bore down alongside, But the first salutation we got was a broadside, so we gave them another just as hot as they sent. Now for to sink each other, it was our full intent. So 'twas broadside and broadside till our captain was slain, and this damsel was chosen master to remain. Then she fought this French pirate 4 hours severe, till she scarcely had a man on deck that could steer, till she scarcely had a man that could handle a gun, while the blood from her scuppers like water did run. For quarters, this French Turk did cry, but no quarters, this damsel replied. You've had all of the quarters that I can afford. You must fight, sink or swim, or die by the sword. Oh, you captains bold and brave, hear our cries, hear our cries. Oh, you captains bold and brave, hear our cries. You captains brave and bold, though you seamen controlled, don't for the sake of gold lose your souls. Don't for the sake of gold lose your souls. I cursed my father dear as I sailed, I cursed my father dear as I sailed. I cursed my father dear, and her that did me bear, and so wickedly did swear as I sailed, and so wickedly did swear as I sailed. I spied 3 ships from France as I sailed, I spied 3 ships from France as I sailed. I spied 3 ships from France, and to them I did advance, and I took them all by chance as I sailed, and I took them all by chance as I sailed. I spied 3 ships of Spain as I sailed, I spied 3 ships of Spain as I sailed. I spied 3 ships of Spain, and I fired on them amain, till most of them were slain as I sailed, till most of them were slain as I sailed. Then 14 ships I see as I sailed, then 14 ships I see as I sailed. Then 14 ships I see, and all brave men they be. Oh, they were too much for me as I sailed. Oh, they were too much for me as I sailed. Farewell, the raging main, I must die. Farewell, the raging main, I must die. Farewell, the raging amain, to Turkey, France, and Spain. I shall never see you again, I must die. I shall never see you again, I must die. Come, all ye young and old, see me die, see me die. Come, all ye young and old, see me die. Come, all ye young and old, you're welcome to my gold, for by it I've lost my soul, I must die. For by it I've lost my soul, I must die. this while, and you soon shall hear. By the rolling sea lived a maiden fair. Her father followed the smuggling trade, like a warlike hero, like a warlike hero that never was afraid. Now in sailor's clothing young Jane did go, dressed like a sailor from top to toe. Her aged father was the only care of this female smuggler, who never did despair. With her pistols loaded she went aboard, and by her side hung a glittering sword. In her belt 2 daggers, well armed for war, was this female smuggler, who never feared a scar. Now they had not sailed far from the land, when a strange sail brought them to a stand. These are sea robbers, dismayed did cry, but the female smuggler, will conquer or will die. Alongside then the strange vessel came. Cheer up, cried Jane, we will board the same. We'll run all chances to rise or fall, cried this female smuggler, who never feared a ball. Now they killed these pirates and took their store, and soon returned to old England shore. With a keg of brandy she walked along. Did this female smuggler, and sweetly sang a song. There were 2 lofty ships from old England came, blow high, blow low, and so sailed we. One was the Prince of Luther, and the other Prince of Wales, sailing down along the coast of the high Barbaree. Aloft there, aloft, our jolly boatswain cries, blow high, blow low, and so sailed we. Look ahead, look astern, look aweather and alee, sailing down along the coast of the high Barbaree. There's naught upon our stern, and there's naught upon our lee. Blow high, blow low, and so sailed we. There's a lofty ship to windward, and she's sailing fast and free, sailing down along the coast of the high Barbaree. Oh, hail her, our gallant captain cried. Blow high, blow low, and so sailed we. Are you a man o' war or a Yankee privateer, asked he, sailing down along the coast of the high Barbaree. Oh, I am not a man o' war nor privateer, said she. Blow high, blow low, and so sailed he. But I am a deep-sea pirate, looking for my fee, sailing down along the coast of the high Barbaree. If you are a jolly pirate, we'd have you come this way. Blow high, blow low, and so sailed we. Bring out your quarter guns, and we'll show these pirates play, sailing down along the coast of the high Barbaree. 'Twas broadside and broadside a long time we lay, blow high, blow low, and so sailed we, until the Prince of Luther shut the pirate's mast away, sailing down along the coast of the high Barbaree. Oh quarters, these saucy pirates cried, blow high, blow low, and so sailed we. The quarter that we gave them, we sank them in the tide, sailing down along the coast of the high Barbaree. Old Manning went to sea one day, and a dreary day it was too. As dreary a day as ever you'll see, all wet with fog and dew. They spied a large and lofty ship about 3 miles ahead. Come heist up our main topsail, boys, and after her we'll speed. So heave your mainyard to the mast, and my orders you'll obey, or with grape shot and canister I'll sink you where you lay. Those poor affrighted seamen, not knowing what to do, they hove their mainyard to the mast and let their ship lay to. Some were shot and others they stabbed, and all of them they drowned, and most of those poor fellows lay bathing in their blood. They hunted the ship all over and ransacked everything, until they came to a female in the after deck within. She, not hearing of the murders or knowing what was done, played all upon her own guitar, too sweetly she sung. I sing the song I love the best of Sweet, Sweet Home. 'Tis for an absent lover that caused me to roam. Some did stomp and some did swear they would make her their bride. Stand back, said Manning, and into all your strife. He boldly rushed upon her without fear or dread. He boldly rushed to this female and severed off her head. These bold and crafty pirates, not caring what they'd done, they went on board the merchant ship, and at the break of dawn, with a keg of rum on the capstan, they boldly sang with glee, "Oh, we pirates lead a merry life lead we."